Hey there, Regina Andler here, and it is time for Tips and Tricks Tuesday. Today, I want to ask you a question. Are you getting noticed? Let's face it, the most important part of your business is you getting noticed and bringing in new clients, right? And I want to ask, how are you attracting those new clients? Let's face it, in order to sustain any business, you need to continuously be reaching out to new people. You need to meet new people on a continuous basis in order to find those prospects that will then become your clients. Not everybody who meets you is going to become your client, right? So the goal is to keep getting noticed over and over and over again so that you can start to build that know, like, and trust with those that are out there. Some people might hang out in your group for years before they even join one of your free programs or download one of your lead magnets or even consider joining a program, right? And remember, the majority of the people that are out there that are going to sustain your business right now don't even know you exist at this point in time. That's what marketing is all about. It's about getting noticed. So I want to give you the 3 main tips about getting noticed today. And there's more. There's a lot more to getting noticed. There's a lot more to marketing, right? And there's 3 big things that you got to do. The first thing is you need to know who your audience is, right? We've talked about who your target audience is before. Being crystal clear on who your audience is super important because that's step 1. Step 2 is figuring out where they hang out. Big, big piece of the pie. When you think about it, it's all about research. It's researching that target audience. So when you become crystal clear on that audience, which we're not going into today, we're not going into the details about that today. Today's all about getting noticed. So we're going to go on to the assumption that you know who your target audience is. Now it's all about researching. Where do they hang out? Now, depending on what your business is, they can hang out in different places. So if maybe you're a career coach, if you're a career coach, chances are pretty good that a lot of your target audience is hanging out on LinkedIn. If you're a health coach, a nutrition coach, a wellness consultant, chances are pretty good they're hanging out on Facebook. Remember, there's like literally millions, if not billions. I'm not even sure what the number is, but there's a lot of people out on Facebook. And it is one of the key places. Love it or hate it, whether you love or hate Facebook, that's where people hang out. Now, depending on what your business is as well, they could be hanging out on Instagram. They could be hanging out on Pinterest. They could be hanging out on TikTok, doing reels on TikTok, or not reels, but whatever TikTok does. I don't do reels or TikTok, so I'm not sure which one of those are. They could be hanging out anywhere. So once you know who that audience is, you need to figure out, where do they hang out? You need to do that research. Now, once you get the research done, part 3 is going there and providing value. So we're going to bounce back to step 2 again. Just wanted to give you the 3 steps together. Know your audience, research where they hang out, and then go there and provide value. So that's step number 2. The research on where do they hang out. That is a critical piece, and it's really super easy. It's not as complicated as people try to make it sometimes. I hear a lot of people saying, it's really hard to find my target audience. They're out there. They are all over the place. And think about Facebook for a minute. Have you ever gone out to Facebook and up in the top left-hand corner of your Facebook screen, there's a little search bar? Whatever it is your target audience is, if you are a health consultant, type in health consultant in that search box, and you are going to find a whole list of existing groups that have your exact target audience. Same thing on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, there's groups, there's companies you can see. All you need to do is put it in the search bar and it will come up with all of the information that you need in order to find your target audience. Now, it's not quite as simple as that, right? Because there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff that comes up. Once you go out there and do that search, and I'm going to stick with Facebook because Facebook is one of the biggest platforms where people hang out, right? And so we're going to stick with that one. If you go out into Facebook, what you're going to see when you type in whatever your target audience is. So if you are a career coach, career coaching. If you work with people who have had trauma, stroke, babies, whatever your audience is, new moms, pregnant women, whatever it is, divorced women. Just type that in that search bar and then look at the groups that come up. You'll see it posts. What it does is it's going to post a bunch of groups, and then it'll have show more. Now, you've got an audience out there for exactly what you have when you see a ton of groups that are already talking about this, because you know it's a popular topic. Now it's the research of going into those groups. Don't go directly into those groups. The first thing you want to do is you want to look at them in Facebook. When you see those groups in that list, you're looking for a few things. You're looking for how many people are in the group and how active is the group. It will tell you right on the group. It'll have the group name, information about the group, and it'll tell you how many people are in the group. And you want to be in the groups. If you're looking for your target audience, you're looking for 1,000 or more, preferably way more people than that in the group, so that when you start providing the value, you start getting recognized. And you're looking at the group to see how many people are in there. And then the next most important thing is, how active is the group? It tells you right there how active the group is. It'll say 1 post a week. It'll tell you 10 or more posts per day. You know, that's a really active group, and there's people in there interacting on a regular basis. Those are the groups you're looking for. You're looking for the group that have your target audience, that are really active, because then you know they're going to see your stuff. They're going to see the value that you're putting out there. So look for those specific groups that are out there. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to start joining them. I strongly suggest making a list of the groups. So go out, part of the research, go out and do that research, do the search, write down, we've got this group, this group, this group. How many members do they have? How active are they? You want the bigger number of members and the most activity. Those are your sweet spots for your target audience. There's a step more. Now you need to go into those groups. And if you click on join, you're going to automatically come up with whatever the conditions are for joining that group. Now, all of the groups, everybody makes up their own stuff. I have mine for my group. If you have a Facebook group out there, chances are pretty good that when somebody joins, you have a couple questions for them, and then you have the group rules. So you want to look at the group and see what the rules are for posting and that kind of thing. Most groups are actually created by people just like you. So you have your group for your consulting clients. These groups that you're seeing are individuals mostly that have their own businesses, and those groups are for their clients. Now, like everybody else, we don't like hawking clients from each other, right? The thing is that there's more than enough people out there, and not everybody resonates with everybody. So the people that are in those other groups may not want to directly work with the person who is the owner of that group. However, they meet you and say, wow, I really resonate with this person. I want to see more about them. I'm going to go join their group too. You'll notice that some of these people that are in these groups are in like multiple of the same types of group, because they're looking for information. They're looking to find that person that can provide the result that they're looking for. So what you want to do is you want to then go into the groups, see what the rules are, because some of them have some conditions on them. Some of them have some crazy conditions. I've actually left some groups because of the conditions in the group. They're just, they're just uber control, which is just crazy, because my philosophy in the group is to allow sharing, allow the conversation, obviously no like major spamming and that kind of thing. I get that. However, you do want to go out and allow people to converse and go back and forth. Not everybody's going to agree with everything that you say in your group, and that's okay. You can provide value by responding to them and answering their questions, and then letting them know. And obviously, if there's somebody who is rude or anything like that in the group, they're going to get kicked out. That's all part of the rules anyways. What you want to do is you go into these groups, and you're not directly posting saying, hey, I've got this stuff. You're adding value. The first thing I usually tell people to do is, when you join the group, first thing, be the troll. Don't go out with the idea that you're going to just start posting all over the place. That is going to instantly get you knocked out of the group, or have people going, whoa, who is this person? I don't even know who they are. And they just all of a sudden came in and started slamming us with information. And whether it's good information or not, you're not known in the group yet. So go out and troll. Everything that you need for your marketing purposes when you have a place where your exact target audience hangs out is in those posts. People are out there asking questions. They're asking for advice. They're looking for information on the result that they're looking for, or they're indirectly telling you what it is, the result that they're looking for, right? So you'll see posts out there. So just troll through and see, what are people asking for in this group? Am I in the right place? I've joined many a group for my target audience, and then I've trolled through and said, you know what, these really aren't my people, and I've left the group. And that's okay. Not every group is going to be an exact fit. When you find a couple of those groups, and you don't need a ton of them, you don't need to belong to a ton of groups. If you have a handful of groups that are active and have your ideal client avatar in them, chances are pretty good you're going to get business from it. And it's not from asking for business. It's from posting and responding to their questions with value replies. So when somebody asks a question and you have an answer, you don't say, oh, I've got that in my program, come on over and join me. You just give them an answer and you start providing value, providing some results for them. When you do, you instantly start becoming the expert in that information. And now people want to learn more about what you're doing. Katie B, thank you. I just saw your that the video streaming is stalling. I'm not sure why. So hopefully all of this is coming through and will come through in the replay. So, so thank you for that. So when you're thinking about where you're going and where you're posting to, even on LinkedIn, it's the same thing. You're posting, you're checking what's going on in there. What are people asking for? What is the information that people want? And then you're providing value. So that second piece, the research on the groups, that's the most time consuming. I won't say it's hard, because it's not hard. It just takes some time because there's a lot of groups that are out there. So depending on what it is that you do, there are tons and tons and tons of groups. And perusing through some of those groups can take some time. However, in perusing some of those groups, you're going to find out a lot of information. So put your research cap on and look at it as a research project that you're just going to find information. And then once you find them, that's where you go and you join that group. You go in there and you start providing value. And the one thing about that step number 3, about going there and providing value, that I want you to remember is that it's not about you. It's about them. So there's no posts, no replies of, oh yeah, DM me and I'll help you with that, or anything like that. You just respond to questions. They will come to you when they feel that you are the right person to provide the result for them. If you start saying, hey, DM me, or hey, I've got a program for that, or something like that, not only are you going to potentially get kicked out of the group, you're going to turn people off because they're like, oh, all she does is come out here and try to sell us stuff. Nobody wants to be sold. Nobody ever wants to be sold. Psychologically, we want to come to you. We don't want you to come to us. So providing value, reverse marketing, that's what it's all about. It's all about just responding to questions. And then they will come to you automatically. You'll all of a sudden notice that you're getting DMs from people going, hey, thank you so much for that response on my post out there. Can I ask you another question? I get those all the time. So that's what you want. You want to start building that rapport with all of these people who right now don't know you exist, right? And that's how you build and attract new clients, using social media and finding out where they hang out. So those 3 steps again: know exactly who your ideal target audience is. So that's step 1. That's a biggie. Then go and figure out, where are they hanging out? Where does your ideal target audience hang out? If they don't hang out on Facebook, well, then don't go on Facebook. If they're on email only and they love email, then email lists are your thing. If they love direct mail, then direct mail is your thing. Wherever they hang out is where you want to start engaging with them. And then that number 3 is, once you figure out where they hang out, go there. Go there and start providing value. So that's what I have for you today. KDB, thank you for your message. Hopefully the streaming comes through in the end and everything looks good. It's all looking good right here. So hopefully we're all good to go. And we will see you next time on Tips and Tricks Tuesday. Bye for now.